I can't figure out how to do the one on the computer, so whatever. So welcome to my automatic writing today on yet another celebrity that's part of all this crap that's going on in Hollywood, and I believe has kind of been the demise of that whole industry. Sure the hell hope so. That's really my feeling on it. It went from being really entertaining at one point, at least when I was a kid, to go see a movie, to just the shit that's not worth anything. And, the meshing of the music industry and Hollywood has now led to not only knowing way too much about some of these people who have had some very difficult situations with probably one of the most horrific characters, a threatening character who's actually been given the okay to basically sodomize and rape men, children, females, whoever. And then to step on anybody's toes is who's the linchpin of all this? Because the linchpin, I guess you could say, I still believe has everything to do with Jay-Z, Beyonce, who I think is a piece of shit. Sorry, but that's just my personal feeling. And I even saw a thing on, Stella should see that, on Aaron Carter and what happened to him when he was 15 by Diddy. And all of these people who should be going down with this particular individual who I still don't feel is in jail. So I decided to do one on Justin Bieber today because, he went from such a vibrant kid who really, took the world by storm. He was innocent and he was a lovely person who I feel had a very promising future, to a shit of a kid after everything that happened to him. But I believe that was just really trying to educate the world. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Educate the world on what was happening to these children. And Jay-Z has gotten out of the 13-year-old, but what about all the other female individuals? What about Rihanna, whose music isn't really, you can never find it? I feel that anybody who has, crossed these people's paths on a bad way is that they're to be eliminated. I did one on Oprah. I still feel that she kind of slides under the wire, but not everybody is going to be given Oprah's chance. Yet at the same time, I feel that she's still not out of the woods yet. Okay. Justin Bieber, as Stella Rose all day has said, became Aaron Carter's replacement because all of this started happening when these kids were young enough to maybe have a young body, maybe have a young mind, and were kind of led to the slaughter or the sodomization of all of them. Terrence Williams has basically said all of these rappers who thought that they were going to be these big stars, okay, has also, I agree with that, okay, had led to all of them showing up at these parties. And when they showed up at these parties, they basically entrusted themselves to thinking that they were going to maybe meet other individuals or, this is a way for them to get a little bit more of a connection inside the music industry or whatever. Maybe their agents were telling them to go, or maybe they made connections through the music studios to go to these things. But at some point, the dirtiness just clings to these people, and maybe just the level of shame became so much. Now, I had said about the CIA or the FBI kind of being involved in these things, and for sure Epstein was He may have been a Mossad or a CIA plant or whatever you want to call it, but basically, there are tapes of all these people, okay? And all of these people, either they realized it or they didn't realize it at first that it was happening, but I still feel that Kobe Bryant was killed for a reason, kind of like JFK Jr. was running for Senate, and Hillary Clinton was from Illinois, and she was married to a guy from Arkansas. How the hell did she get the New York Senate seat? Because that was really for JFK Jr. Okay, they took him out for sure. We all know that. And again, another shitty fucking family for sure. So I thought that I would do one on Justin Bieber today because I look at this kid and he's dead inside to me. Like he's alive, he's found Jesus for sure, but I feel that there is, this is what he feels like to me. This is my opinion on it. And you tell me what you think. Okay, so here we go. He came out with a song, I'm So Lonely. And I do agree with that. I still feel that he's lonely. Even if he's found God, he really has had to put up a lot of walls around him because he doesn't have anything anymore. He rose high up in the fame world, but financially, I think it's affected him for sure. Kind of like what happened to Michael Jackson. He stepped on the wrong toes and they took his life away. And then they took his money away and they took his livelihood away. They accused him of everything from being a pedophile, which I've never believed that about Michael Jackson. And I loved him. I literally had wanted to be one of his dancers. And I'm sure I wasn't talented enough for that, but I would always thought that would have been cool to be on stage with him. Anyway, that's just my personal feeling. And yeah, I see that about the money, but I still feel like I don't think that Aaron's money or Justin's money is, there's nothing. I mean, they've taken everything away from the estate, and even if you do try to find it, it's got so many connectors to, it's like dirty money now. You know what I mean? Anyway, so I said, I'm so lonely. Okay, the vacuum has sucked the life out of me. Avoiding the limelight now. The irony is I was known by everyone. No one could touch me. I trusted or was entrusted to the one monster that stole my energy. Physical, emotional, mental pain. Jesus has saved me. No one will ever get inside my house. I was abandoned by everyone, turned away. I fell into a drug-induced haze. Haley saved me, saved my life. She saw my pain, and we have prayed for our deliverance. Our children will never be exposed to the evil. Jesus is my one and only true Savior. Even now, I can only stay away to keep my sanity. I work on my sobriety, and I still kind of feel off on that. Making eye contact with anyone, it's like my heart isn't in it anymore. Suicide has been on my mind, holding on by a thread. Her dad has protected me like a mentor. Alex is a POS. He's an asshole. Something is wrong with Alex. Man cannot deal with his trigger hair explosions. He has hit his kids. Stephen stays away from Alex. Stephen keeps me in a bubble. The bubble has burst. I won't make it. Raise my kid or take me away. So I don't feel that he's necessarily suicidal because he's got the son and Haley is there. But when somebody is just kind of dead inside, that's what he feels like to me. Like he's a facade to me, inside, I kind of feel like even if like they're in their house and maybe he's a little enthusiastic because he's with her, there's a somberness to Justin that feels very heavy to me. And heavy in the sense that he doesn't have the ability to drum up enough enthusiasm. Let's use that. doesn't drum up enough enthusiasm, as far as I'm concerned, that gives him any sense of um, life, energy, like a true energy. Does he love his kid? I absolutely think he does. And I feel like in some ways, Jesus brought that baby to him to keep him motivated to go on. Do I feel that Haley is kind of like his, kind of a shield or a shell or something like that? Something that tells me that he may look to her to boost himself up, get him into the next level or whatever. Okay, something tells me that that's where he's at right now. Um, as far as making music anymore, like I always felt that he was going to start to become a little bit more of a Christian, um, I don't want to say rocker because it doesn't feel right to me, but maybe make more Christian music. But I still feel like he's either waiting, like I feel like there's almost like a waiting game. Um, Maybe waiting to see what's going to happen so that he's more protected. I still feel that there are people on the outside of his home, or he's being watched to see what's going to happen. Now, I know for a fact that some of these celebrities, yeah, I kind of agree with that drug thing because I know it's weird, right? Because he just feels like he's off. Like you can tell he's a little bit muscular in some of the videos, very, very skinny, but that skinniness concerns me because it looks, and it's again, just my opinion on it, he just looks a little druggy to me. That's what I look at. And I feel that this is kind of his protector or his energy feeling to me. Um, as far as like music right now, I just don't feel like he has drummed up enough enthusiasm to even think about going in. And how could he even go into a studio? Where is he going to go? Where's he going to go? What studio is he going to go into? He can't. He doesn't want to make music with certain people. He can't make music with certain people. He doesn't have any desire to. And even like going in and putting something out there. I mean, yes, maybe it's God related, and maybe he'll end up with Post Malone, let's just say, or Morgan Wallen or something like that. Let's just say, okay. I don't know that for a fact, but let's just say he does something like that. There's still an element of where is that music being produced by? So let's just say it's Sony related. Let's just say, okay. That still means that he has to go through those same people at the top to say yes to his music. And I just feel like he's like, nope, okay. Living in the life that he's living in, exactly. I feel like he's in that corner, can't get out of the corner. He can, but that means starting in a different direction. Um, some of these people who are running away to these other countries to protect themselves. I think it's only a matter of time that they're still gonna swoop in. Okay, now let's look at like somebody like, let's say, yeah, Ashton Kutcher, who is still involved. Usher, Ellen, yeah, yep, absolutely. All of these people are all involved in these places, and yet at the same time, they feel like they may be untouchable. I don't think that they actually feel that way. I feel that they're kind of waiting for, the other shoe to drop, and or that they were told that they're protected enough, either by their attorney and or through the powers that be, that nothing is going to happen, nothing is going to touch them. Okay. Now, at this point, I would never, ever, ever, ever see a Leonardo DiCaprio movie like ever again. Okay, he's a piece of shit. Tom Hanks. How can you even watch Toy Story ever again? I can't. I cannot even fathom the idea of giving them money. It's like I've never watched the Kardashians. I will never watch the Kardashians. I cannot give that any power because they're what the fuck? They're just a shitty family. Like, what the fuck are you? Okay, they just seriously. Um, but again, it's also going back to how do you listen to the music the same way? Again, how can you? How can you look at it? Okay, you can say, oh, that's a really good song, but now you have to look at what was the price that they had to pay to do the things that they had to do. What were they expected to do? What was the things that they were allowed to do? LeBron James is a joke. And I thought that Kobe Bryant was always a better basketball player. Anyway, but and again, let's go back to this. I could care less if a guy is gay. I could care less. I don't care. Be gay. Whatever. Who cares? All right. But how many of these were forced into these situations at these parties, and not being able to get away from this? Okay. How many of them had, um, and it's funny you're putting down an A-list. Just think about it. You're an A-lister, okay? Doesn't that mean when you're an A-lister is that, you're kind of an elite person? Yet they're all dirty. I mean, they're all, it's the best way I can put it is, you can take a person out of a white trash trailer park, but sometimes you can't take the white trash out of the person. Okay? I don't give a shit how much money they have. It's still a bunch of fucking banjos that they're playing at this point. It really is, okay? You take them out of a housing community and you can raise them up and they're wearing those. Remember, I can't remember the guy who would wear the really big, gold necklace with the big dollar sign. I don't remember his name, I'm sorry, but he was some black guy. He was kind of funny, okay? Or the guys who would have, I can't remember what I used to call them. I think I used to call them gates or something like that, or fences or whatever, okay? What the hell's the matter with you? Why would you want that in your mouth? You look disgusting, all right? But I also feel that women who wear like eyelashes that are out to here or like the fingernails are up to here or whatever, Bill Gates is still a piece of shit. And I'm never going to take that back, ever, because he is. So it's really about how fast is this noose going to close in on these people, okay? The guy that is the attorney that I've done a reading on, I still feel that there's going to have to either be a change of guard or he's going to have to do a really, really good job to make sure that, oh yeah, they killed Matthew Perry. They're going to have to do a really good job to get these people what they need to get. You can go after like the Catholic Church when the priests were doing what they were doing and or had done for many, many years. But, it makes you question absolutely everything. We're in a matrix right now, for sure. And yeah, Tony Busby, I still feel like if he's going to have to do a really good job of proving who he is, okay? Yeah, all the people who have tried to bring this or elevate this up so that they get exposed. I mean, their job never had to be about them exposing anything, but, I don't know about Whitney Houston. I just feel like she was drugged for a reason. Aaliyah was competition to Beyonce, you know that for sure. So, and that was a problem. Will they get caught? Yeah, I do. I mean, how about this? Let's try again. They're already caught. Let's try again. They're already caught. And because they're already caught, and yeah, they may have billions of dollars, okay? But at some point, the shift has already happened. Got it? Country music people hate her, okay? You don't win in country music like that. That's just not how it works. But it also exposes how fucking fake the whole entire music industry is, okay? It's not popularity. It's kind of like the popular vote. It doesn't necessarily mean anything. It's still electoral college, right? And even to say that somebody is popular doesn't necessarily mean they should be a president, because you can have as much coke as you want. You know, Kamala Harris, but you're still an idiot. Okay, so nobody believed you. Nobody can understand you. You had no foreign policy. You deserve absolutely nothing. So shut up. But the same thing with the music industry. You cannot have somebody's song go on country music just to try to distract you from what's going on. As a matter of fact, the more that her hubby put her music out there as being like number one music, made everybody just not want to be participating. It's like a man who has to compete in women's sport because they're too much of a fucking coward to actually compete against other men. They have to go into women's sports because that's gonna solve the problem. Okay, and all the cowardly college presidents or governors who basically support that type of shit. I hope you don't ever get your job. I hope they take your job away from you, because that means that you don't actually stand with women. You have nothing to do with women because you don't give a shit about women. Okay, you care about a vote. You care about a 1% of people in this country who have mental illness. Okay, and they do. They have mental illness, and so you're going to try to push that envelope. Yeah, Newsom's a piece of shit. He'll be recalled. But do those types of things. All right. It's kind of like the arrogance of these people is because they thought that they were going to get away with things, and the tide has turned. So going back to what I said, I already feel like they've been caught. Okay, Justin Bieber deserves to have at least some vindication. Aaron Carter did, and he deserved that. I mean, Stella Rose all day has written, 11 books on Aaron Carter's case because there's so much information out there. Her first book, Shattered Windows, okay? And she's, talked to numerous people about what has gone on, and to even know that to come up against, let's say, the police department who would be investigating, and there's still shutters over some of those detectives because they really don't get a chance to come out because there's estoppel, they get stopped by an attorney, by these estates, by these people who are not going to stand up for these individuals who have died, who have been basically murdered. I had sent over information, I don't know if you saw it today, Stella, on Liam Payne. And I had done an automatic writing on him, but there is no way that guy jumped out a window. Mm-mm. No. And the person that they say is involved in it, who left the hotel, was none other than the head witch herself. So, all of that, again, you just keep coming back around. It's just like, as I always say, it's a circle jerk. And how fast and how fast this is going to start to, take all of that foundation that was underneath them is starting to crumble. To know that Usher has left, to know that, who gives a shit about Ellen, to know that Tom Hanks has left, Leonardo DiCaprio has left. I mean, there's numerous individuals who have, Ashton Kutcher, okay, has left, okay. And I think that once that, especially depending on where they are, country-wise, and who's going to, who's either going to not be here anymore. Okay, just keep that in mind. I'm going to say this again. I think there's going to be some people who will not be here anymore. Maybe from their own hand, maybe. But I do feel that you might be seeing some misdirection. I saw something about, some of these people still being alive. Let's go back to Diddy. I don't think that that's Diddy in there. And plastic surgery's already happened. So he'll show up, let's just say, um, as somebody else. Okay. But his arrogance, because he's such an arrogant little dick, will still come through. And that person that's in jail, okay, um, I feel that that person in jail may be unalived before a trial. That's just my personal feeling on it. I feel that because if they have to expose Diddy, the Diddy that's in there, okay, how can they do that if he's not in jail? That's really where I feel that is at. There's lots of information. Again, I've seen this now on Instagram more than a few times, but I had heard about the tunnels a long time ago. And because of the connector of like Hugh Hefner's house and then Diddy's house and then tunnels going to Michael Jackson's house, and they were saying that song, I always feel like somebody's watching me, which was Michael Jackson's song, is because of him always being watched. And I think that that's really why, um, there's more and more and more and more stories that are coming out because you cannot stop seeing that. You cannot unsee it now, okay? And I do feel that once that happens, there's tunnels everywhere, Stella. I mean, everywhere. I mean, they're everywhere. In Kansas, there's a big tunnel where the guy from the Kansas City Chiefs. Look that one up. It's really interesting. And all these tunnels lead to other things. Okay. So, I just wanted to bring that up today on Justin Bieber. As I said, I feel that, he just needs to be, I feel sad for him. And I wish that he had been treated better. But, like Aaron Carter, I mean, Aaron Carter tried to step up for himself or speak out for himself. And I don't really feel that he ever got to be heard, okay, because you know, he did speak up. Okay, he really did speak up, but he was mocked. He was put out there as a drug addict. He was put out there as a bad person. He was all the things that they do. It's like they have the same MO, okay? And just like all Democrats, okay? Instead of owning up to what they did wrong, they have to find a way to bring up a distraction, okay? So, when something happened to somebody, they'll find a way to distract and not look at what was going on. They have to bring something else up, Um, the whole thing that happened with the Pentagon and losing kabillions of dollars, they suddenly couldn't find the kabillions of dollars, yet all of a sudden 9/11 happened. That's when I stopped watching the news, okay, altogether, because that's when I knew that they're never going to admit the truth. It's the same thing that's going on. You cannot tell me that people are this stupid, okay? The paid protesters by Soros, okay, sorry, I'm just going to go on my bandwagon for 4 seconds, is because these people are fucking dumb, all right? If you don't understand anything about finances and the stock market goes up and down, all right? The tariffs, hello, okay? External revenue service means that we actually will start to make more money, all right? But the people they're protesting is because Soros is a piece of shit, okay? And he's going to pay these protesters to go out there to say that Elon's a bad person, okay? Elon makes so much money that he pays 3 times the amount of most people in this country's taxes. And nobody ever talks about that, all right? He doesn't want your fucking money. He doesn't get paid. How stupid are these people? It's so annoying. Anyway, so let's go back to this. I just feel like pay attention. Now, you will see lots and lots and lots and lots of things. It's like they can't stop exposing it now. I mean, there's so many things out there about what's going on with Diddy, how many people were exposed at the Diddy party. I think we talked about DMZ the other day, or I'm sorry, TMZ. I said DMZ. TMZ even putting stuff out there. So they're leaking it more and more. And all of a sudden, Diddy's going to be a bad person in the news. Yet they knew for 2 decades. 2 decades. They knew for 2 decades that he was a bad person. And they did nothing. Okay. Oh, yeah, but that's because ABC is owned by Disney. And they're just the same thing. Okay. So that will all be connected. So again, if you ever have any comments or you know something or put any information out there, I would love to hear what you know or put some comments. I'm going to continue doing an automatic writing a day. I hope that that helps you a little bit. Also, I'll do something else tomorrow. Please make sure to check out my book, As Above, So Below, Manifest Your Dreams. There's 3 books in here. It's all about manifestation. I also do readings in my psychic work. I put that in my description. And also my new book that I just had, I think, kind of go live last night or this morning or something like that, called Lounge Lean. It's an ebook, interactive book where you can look at the playlist and follow all the exercises you can do on your bed. And they're super easy, either in a supine position, laying on your back, your side, or a prone position, and kneeling exercises. But for some people who have really bad backs or may have some issues that they can't do standing exercises for long periods of time, this book is for you. And you might find something really interesting about using it. So please make sure to check it out. I don't know what just happened there. So thank you so much for coming on today, and I hope I get to see you guys at my next automatic writing session. Take care. Bye-bye.